Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everybody. Welcome back to the channel where today it is my privilege to talk about my 1964 MGB Roadster. So enjoy. Now this car, I'll start off by saying, this is a bittersweet reality for me, this car, because it actually belonged to my late uncle that's had the car since the late 70s, and his father owned it before him. So I grew up with this car, always wanted one, always wanted this car, and you know, life is life, what's happened's happened, and it's resulted in him leaving the car to me. So like I say, it's bittersweet really, but that's enough said about that. We won't make it all about that today, it's all about the car. I was trying to do some research on MGBs and I couldn't find loads and loads of videos of them, so I hope people find this interesting and maybe perhaps somewhat useful. So what I'm going to talk about today is not almost sort of like a review, but sort of, I guess, just like talk about my experience with the MG, what I found about MGB ownership in the short term, and you know, maybe what challenges I've faced, and just a little bit about, yeah, the car and what it's like to own, and so on and so forth. So yeah, without further ado, let's talk about that. So I think first and foremost, I always like to start with the outside of the car, right? We start outside and working. So on the face of it, this is such an awesome looking car in my opinion. I think the MGB is a classic British icon, and there's a reason it was one of, if not the most popular selling British sports cars ever. The interior, what can I say? It's straight out of the 60s. It's obviously got a non-period correct head unit there, which I will be ditching at some point, but the inside of these cars, it's such a charming environment, and it really is. The Smith styles with the chrome surround, and the way the binnacle just protrudes from the dash, and all the little dials, switches and knobs. It's just a really, really quaint place to be. It's really nice, and everything's just, it's put together with charm, isn't it? It's so neat, everything is, and it's proper material, it's all screwed down properly, and it's simplistic. It's simplistically beautiful, the inside. You didn't need much in the 60s, you weren't offered much in the 60s, but even driving it day to day now, I've got the roof down on a lovely British summer's day. There's nothing I yearn for inside the car that this hasn't got. I don't care about cruise control, I don't care about Apple CarPlay. The charm of this car overtakes any creature comforts that you could desire. It's just such a nice interior. Everything was built with functionality and quality in mind, and it shines through on the inside. And even the door cards, look, very simplistic door cards, but all the handles and knobs are, you know, metal, chrome. It's proper, no nasty. To get up the hill there, no nasty plastic anywhere. It's lovely, and the steering wheel, it's like a flipping yacht wheel. It is huge. I would probably for functionality reduce the size of the wheel, but it's the original wheel. I mean, there's no power steering on these cars, so you do need the leverage that this rather large wheel gives you. The engine, so they only did the MGB in, I believe, the 1800, and I'm still learning about these cars, so I could well be wrong, but this is an 1800. They were originally on a 3-bearing engine. This has actually got a 5-bearing in. This has got the overdrive transmission as well, which makes it really easy to cruise in. Genuinely, I think at the factory this car was some 1995 horsepower. I don't know how many of those 95 horses it's got left, but it's more than adequate. The engine, it's not a rev happy machine, this thing. The red lines, it's sort of 5,800 RPM, but it's, you know, it's comfortable with anything up to 5, but it's really quite a torquey little lump, this engine, which makes it so easy just to drive in general, just makes it so easy. I mean, as Jay Leno said, for 40 to 80, you can't want or need more than this. This is so much fun. And the noise, it makes such a good little noise. It's charming. The whole car is just so charming. And it's fairly comfy. It really is fairly comfy. The B's got enough space for me to sit comfortably in and operate all the controls and even the oversized steering wheel. And I'm 6 foot, maybe a smidge more with the right shoes on, but something like the midget I find I would be less than comfortable in. But this is absolutely fine. I've probably done 30-40 miles in this car and not begged for release. So I'd be more than happy to drive this a distance, this car, definitely. The gear change is so manual. If you know what I mean. You can feel it. You can feel the raw mechanics underneath. It's clunk into second, clunk into third, clunk into fourth. It's awesome. It's so it's so personal, this car. It's so engaging, so mechanical, so raw. It's absolutely lovely. One thing to know is it doesn't have synchro in first, as I found out the wrong way the other day. So unless you're stop dead or near as, don't try and put it in first. She will scream at you. Now, owning a car from the 60s isn't all sunshine and rainbows, is it? Let's be quite honest. I think the reality is, even if you've got a fully rebuilt, fully restored one, the technology on it is still some 60 years old. So if you plan a trip, you've got a plan to not make it to your destination is the safest way to save yourself any unforeseen upset. You've got to bring a box of spares with you. You have to bring a box of tools with you, and you have to embark on your journey with the full and complete understanding that you very possibly won't make it there. It's just par for the course, but that's half the fun, because these cars are, albeit that might cause you inconvenience, but these cars are so easy to work on. They really are. The Haynes manual, I've got the Haynes manual for this, for example, and crikey, you know, part of your checks would be things like valve clearances and stuff like that. It's so easy to do it all yourself. They're very open in the engine bay. There's lots of room. Everything's, you know, right in front of you. There's not much really with difficulty to access, unless it's bigger jobs like clutch and things like that, which I think is engine out. But checking the valve clearances is easy, changing the rocker covers easy, accessing the points and the distributors easy, and all that sort of stuff. You can get all those parts off the MG Owners Club catalogue. The shop's just is unbelievable. Like I said earlier, you can literally rebuild these things from the ground up. As well as that, you can modify them as well. You can do brake upgrade kits, uprated distributors, uprated cams, uprated exhausts, uprated carbs. It's the world's your oyster with them. I think that is such a fantastic thing, and that's such a positive reason to buy an MGB, because it isn't a task to keep them on the road. It means they're facilitated to be able to stay on the road for decades to come, which I think is just a beautiful thing, because it's such a lovely little car. But yes, there are definitely things you're going to have to contend with. Oil leaks, they come with those new. Ignition system, you're going to have to keep an eye on it. Bad earths, yeah, they'll be about. Mechanical items failing through age and excessive wear, yeah, that's all coming if you haven't done it all, definitely. Every little thing, but luckily, they're, like I said before, they're very simplistic. Everything's very mechanical. I find the issues with these are very simple. It's never going to be sensor or software related, right? It's either going to be ignition, air, or fuel, or wiring. That's about it. But things through the Haynes manual and stuff, and you speak to people on the forums, and just by, you know, a process of elimination using logic, you will uncover these things and you'll be able to put them right. Now, servicing the car is fairly easy, but I do believe this one, for example, has got the original oil filter housing on it. A lot of people upgrade to the spin on and off ones. This is the one that's bolted on, and I think Access is a bit of an ass. I've only had this car for a couple of months now, and it's due for me to change the oil, I think, only because, you know, my uncle used to change the oil if it wasn't gold, so that's what I'm going to do, I think. So I'll let you know how that goes maybe when I do it, but yeah, just having a brief look at the oil filter from underneath. It doesn't look like it's easy to get off, but we've got the Haynes manual, we'll find it. It has got plenty of get up and go. It's not going to scare anyone, but it's plenty. The only thing I think you would struggle with on these cars, if you're not sort of a dab hand with it, because, you know, it's almost lost technology now. It's a lost art, is rebuilding the carbs and setting the carbs up. It's not hard to learn how to set them up, I don't think, based on what I've seen and read, but rebuilding them might be a different wheelhouse. But isn't it nice to have something to learn, get into some actual raw mechanics? I think so. So problems I've had with this one then, since I've had it, and I've only had it a couple of months. It had bad spark plugs, so I changed them, easy. It developed a hell of a misfire, and one of the floats in the little tank that sits next to the carbs, one of the float arms got stuck, so it wasn't fueling properly. Had that sorted. The carbs needed tuning, so I had that sorted. One of the HT leads wobbled itself loose, so it developed an awful misfire. Sorted that out. And it's got some gentle oil leaks, as a lot of them do, which is something we'll get around to. It's booked in for an inspection on Friday, so we'll see how that comes. Maybe I'll update on that, because it's, as I say, it's part of MG ownership that you're gonna have to contend with oil leaks from the start to the bitter end, I think. But never mind, we'll be keeping this car, so we'll document things like that, I think. And I will keep this car. It's just such a pleasure to drive. Not only do I enjoy it for myself and for what the car is, but, you know, the nostalgia and the reminiscence for me from a personal perspective, it just reminds me of a very, very pleasant set of memories with my uncle, being out in the car on a summer's day, just enjoying the car and enjoying each other's company. It was a lovely, lovely experience for me, one I was very, very lucky to have, and I'm ever so, if I wasn't already before, I'm ever so grateful to that man for everything that he's done and for entrusting me with his pride and joy. So for that, I will be ever grateful. And I think, to be honest, that's probably a nice place to end the video. So I'll say thanks so much if you're watching. Please do smash the like button for me, really helps the channel out. Leave your comments down below. I know the MGBs have got a hell of a community, so anyone that's out there, I'd love your feedback on the car, on the video. Share what you've got, it'd be lovely to hear from you. And do subscribe, because there's plenty more content coming. Once again, smash that like button for me. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.